There are very few DJs bigger than my next guest, Motuse Balule. Well, that name might not sound familiar, but when I say Ryan Synth, I know a lot of you are going to get super excited. He's been making waves on the Zimbabwean music scene. I think he's got a very eclectic music taste, and we're going to have a sit down with him. Ryan, good morning and welcome along to Morning Rush. How are you feeling? How's life been treating you?
So far, so good, man. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. I always love meeting and interacting with creators. And I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues, and one of the things is like, I don't know how to describe the music that you play. Maybe let's start there, because I'm not going to pretend like I know everything. How would you describe your music style?
I think it's all about soul. You know, it has to touch the soul. So it's more of
you have to feel it.
You have to feel it.
Yeah.
It's not really about hearing on loudspeakers and all that, but it's about touching the soul. So I think that's my type of vibe.
Because when you say touching the soul, and then, I know you've done a lot of performances in clubs, I think, over the last couple of decades. You've also done a lot of festivals. I know Afro Beyond, Out of the Sun, Jacaranda Festival. Now, in terms of that soul and getting into that festival atmosphere and even just the clubbing scene, how have people responded? I know when I've loved it, because maybe I'm a bit more mature, and I've loved it because, I like to feel.
Yeah.
But, like, how do you feel like fans have engaged with your style and the music that you play?
It's been amazing because considering how house music is not really like that big in Zim, but it's slowly like growing. I feel like the engagement has been amazing, man. Like from the time I performed at Jacaranda Music Festival, the reception was, I don't even know how to express it, So even for like this past weekend, I was at Afro Beyond.
I missed out on that.
You did.
No, because
you did.
It was a Jacaranda, was it?
No, Afro Beyond.
Afro Beyond.
Yeah, Afro Beyond this past weekend. And the love is amazing, man. Like, I really, I don't even know how to say, man. It's crazy. But what I love about it is how house music is now growing in Zim. So I think that's like the best step right now, because considering our background, we're more of a Sungura, reggae type of country. So another genre penetrating into the scene, it's really great for us. I mean,
in your own assessment, what do you think has been critical in terms of that shift? Because I've always felt that maybe from a surface level or even a peripheral level, we've always had a relationship with house music.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is it that you've noticed, in the different spaces that you move around that makes you think, all right, now it's in a better place than it's ever been?
I think lockdown helped us. Genuinely.
Okay.
I think lockdown,
Really?
Yeah, I genuinely think lockdown helped us because now people understand the mixing techniques. Even like the basic person now understands what house music is and its subgenres. So I think the exposure during lockdown, the internet, people checking out different mixes of different DJs, and also researching on different sounds that are there has helped the house scene grow even more. Considering us from Bulawayo and Harare, I feel like isn't much any difference now in terms of house music on its own.
I mean, you spoke about the influence of Sungura and even reggae, especially in how we consume music here in Zimbabwe. So, I mean, for a young man from Bulawayo, maybe walk me through how you then became this architect of house music. Like, how did you get into DJing, first of all, and even just in the entertainment industry generally?
Okay, so back, I think when I was still like 5 or 6, my uncle used to collect like a lot of old school stuff, like your Michael Bolton, your Lucky Dube. So I was really exposed to music.
Is that where the soul comes from?
Yeah. So even like Jakarta, that's like my biggest artist for me in Zim, because I grew up listening to that type of vibe. So I feel like Zim sounds and Western sound influenced my style of music and taste. So from then, I think seeing and my brother DJ here and there influenced me to get into the the DJing space or the music scene. Because from, I think when I was in grade 6, 7, I was collecting music. My CD, DVDs and all that.
So it's been a passion of love.
So it's been a passion. So I think I started off as a collector, Then I later on branched into the production side when I was now doing tribal houses, like around 2010. So that's the time I was like, okay, I'm producing tribal house, but it wasn't a lot of DJs that were playing that style of music. So that's how I ended up like transitioning from.
So you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna wait for people to start playing stuff. Like I will go out and play it. But speaking about playing, obviously you've then your name has almost become synonymous with house music. You know, what do you think you've been able to do to be able to build your portfolio and put yourself in the space that you're in? That, you know, when we see Ryan Synth on the poster, we know it's going to be lit.
I think it's being unique and, you know, doing a bit of research and not wanting to follow a certain structure, because with music you can be a hitman. In the game we call it a hitman. People that play hits, hit after a hit. So for me, I stood out by playing exclusive music. So I play unreleased music most of the time. I do play, you know, your familiar songs, but it's more of standing out for me. So I think that's how I've somehow managed to, you know...
You carve out your own niche.
Exactly.
And then obviously I know you do live sets, you've also done radio. Like, from a technical perspective, what's the difference between maybe just doing something maybe like a mix for radio and maybe just being live, like what you were doing at Afro Beyond, and maybe just, you know, I would assume being live is a bit more fluid, responding to do you care how the audience responds to your set, especially in a live performance? Does it influence how you then, the next song, or you've got a predetermined stage and be like, whether they like it or not, that's what I'm doing?
So all right, let me just start off with radio. I feel like radio it's a bit different because you don't really see your audience. So it's more of like you're curating a playlist for someone to listen to, be it they're driving or, you know, just chilling or prepping to go out. So the style of vibe is different from a live set. So a live set, I don't really worry about the crowd. So I just curate what I know people are going to vibe to. So even if 5 people are bopping to it, I don't really have a problem to that.
All right, obviously with Afro Beyond, it means you're collaborating with different DJs. What's that been like? And obviously based in Bulawayo and having to come and perform in Harare and different parts of the country, that experience, you know, the highs, the lows, how are you coping with that?
It hasn't been really like difficult for me because most of the guys, what I do is if I get on a poster, if I'm put on a poster, I research about the other DJs. So I get to know their style of play. So that
you're like, they can't beat me?
Not really. I don't look at it that way, though. We, like you say, we're collaborating.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's not really about competing for me. It's about collaborating with the guys. So I don't really worry much about the other DJs.
All right, so looking ahead now in terms of new music, what can we expect?
I dropped an EP on the 29th of March. It's called Jefe, but this year I'm dropping more music. Like, I'm really suffocating the industry with my music, man.
No, we want to suffocate. But like, I know you're holding out on me. What's happening tomorrow? Tell me.
All right.
What is happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm doing an EP launch for the first time in Harare for Jefe. So I'm going to be doing a 2-hour special set at somewhere locally, locally. But
is it what? Is it a hidden location? Like it's by invite only?
It's not a hidden location, but it's at Emagumi in Helensville.
Yeah, of course.
So that's
don't you want us to come?
But yeah, most of the details are on my social media.
Social media.
Yeah, but definitely tomorrow night we're rocking.
Can I bring a plus one?
Definitely.
I'm like, baby, we're going to do some soul.
Worry not, I got you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Synth, one of the most exciting DJs. He says, you know, it's all about the soul. I love, you know, the approach that you're taking. I can see and feel your passion. And I think we are the better for it as consumers of the art form.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best as you continue on your journey to make sure that it stops being exclusive, because when you say you play exclusive, it's because maybe you feel like maybe a lot of people don't know it. But I hope through your work and your craft, you know, it can become synonymous and we can see the industry going. But before I let you go, man, I'll get you to look directly into the camera there.
All right.
And then to your fans, to everybody who wants to support Ryan Synth, what do you want to tell them?
Hey, the only support I need from you guys is for you to stream my music on all streaming digital platforms. That is Ryan Synth. That's RyanSynth. That's also across all social media platforms. Tango.
All right, and you said Jefe EP?
Jefe EP.
Jefe EP at Emagumi.
Yes.
Tomorrow, what time?
From 3 p.m.
From 3 p.m. So,
Yes,
Emma Gumeni, that's where you find me. That's where you find Ryan Synth.
Konapo, Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.